Let's look specifically at some of the improvements coming with regard to reporting. So selecting reports from the main Testwise homepage will take us to a new section of Testwise. So if you want to find the old PDFs and Excel downloads that formerly made up the reporting homepage, that's possible by clicking View here. And those downloaded reports will move from the old system to the new system. So any PDFs or Excels that you have already created are not lost. They are available in there. And any new ones that create moving forward will also be added into this view here. For today, though, we're going to create a new report. So we'll select Create Report, and it'll first of all give us the option to choose between a standard report, a combination report, or for some limited users, this third progress report option may be available. If that is not available, it is because your subscriptions do not include the product for which this is a part. So we will default you to standard report. However, you can choose to override that and select on combination report. Standard reports give you a report for one product type, for example, PASS or CAT4 or the PT series. However, if you select on combination report, there is the opportunity to pull a report that combines data from more than one assessment. So for example, a PTM and a CAT4 combined report. Again, whether this is available to you depends entirely on what products you subscribe to and also what tests you've taken and therefore what data you have on our system. Combination report is not necessarily available unless the correct data is there to support it. So we'll default you to a standard report. Standard report then will give us the option of selecting the products. So only the products for which you have an active subscription or have in the past had an active subscription will be available here. So for the purposes of today, I'm going to select a CAT4 report and it's going to tell me what I've selected. Then I select the level, and in this case, I'm going to select level D. So again, quite clear which ones I've selected. And finally, I'm going to select which report type I'm interested in. So for the purposes of this, I'm going to select an individual student report for teachers. So CAT4 UK, CAT4 Level D, Individual Student Report for Teachers. When I have got an option in each of those, the next button becomes available to me and I can move on to the next step. In here, I'm going to set my report settings. I first of all need to give my report a name that's unique to my school. And I need to select a from date and a to date. So in the past, Testwise has set these automatically as the current academic year. There's a lot more flexibility here. If you wish to set academic year, that is completely fine. You can open up the date picker and you can select it to the appropriate academic year. For the purposes of today, though, I'm actually quite interested in a historical report. I'd like to look at what happened a little while ago. So I'm most interested in March 2018 to March 2020. Those are the students I'm particularly interested in. So once I've got a valid to and from date and a test report name in here, I'm going to see a load of filters. Which filters I see will completely depend on what data I personally have in this system for my school and for my students. So for example, if we don't have any free school meal children, that field won't appear because I won't have any students who've got free school meal data associated with them. So these filters adapt themselves to reflect the data that is most important to your school. If I don't want to use these filters, if I am essentially just looking for a report to tell me who took CAT4 Level D within these dates, Next is open now and I can move straight through without considering any of the rest of this content. The only 3 mandatory fields are these. However, if I wish to, I can refine my choices a little bit further here. So for example, I can select female, and that is going to lower the amount of students in my list down here. So I think previously I had 100 selected. You can see I've now got 52 students selected. And if I scroll down the list, all of the students who have got male assigned to them here have been deselected. If I want to add one back in, I can absolutely do so. And if we look up here, we're going to see the person I've just added in. So we've got all females apart from the male who's now appearing. That hasn't undone this filter. The filter remains in place. I've manually added students to it. And in the same way as that, I can also take some students away from it. Okay. Once I'm happy with what I've selected, I can select next. And it's going to give me a summary of everything that this report's going to contain, plus some information that I can add in at this stage. So I've got the name of my report, which is the one that I gave to it. If I wish to, I can select edit, and it's going to take me back and let me change that. It's also going to tell me the date range. Again, I can edit any of these fields. The report type that I have selected and the fact that I want an ISRT. I've got 53 students and my country. So my country, because of the type of school I am and because of where I ran the report from and so on, I've been defaulted to international. If I want to overcome that, I can say, no, actually, I want to run it with England as the country, please. Or I could run it as Welsh, in this case, England. I can select the indicators that I want. So Cat 4 GCSE indicators would be fairly sensible given what I've selected, but maybe I've got some alternatives that I'd be interested in. I can also add more than one of those. So if I want to add it with multiple indicators, I can do so. But I just want it with my Cat 4 GCSE indicators, please. And then I've got 2 custom fields that appear in this report and I can name them. So in my particular school, custom 1 is used to show behavior markers, and I use custom 2 to record eye color. But I'm happy with everything that appears in here. I'm going to have a choice of 2 buttons. If I click this one, it's going to download Excel, and that's going to give me the data version of this report. Where that's the case, it is going to go into my reporting homepage under downloaded reports, or I can select to view the report